Hello there, YouTubes. This is Renetto, and it is time for a much needed update. Where to start? First of all, it feels like it's been like a month since I made a video, and it's really been like barely over a week. I guess we have to start with where we left off. Greg Solomon and his epic trifecta of videos left me stunned and speechless, and I don't know how to respond. That's the truth. They were so wildly entertaining and in a caricature of himself, and I find him fascinating and entertaining, and I put myself out there so much that he has a lot of ammunition. You know what I'm saying? If he wants to fire a few shots at me, like, what am I going to do? How do I possibly respond to that? Because I know somehow down deep inside, like, you know, Greg knows that I'm hoping the best for him and he's hoping the best for me. Like, and when people thought that somehow we were scripted or whatever because of how playful we were being with each other, I mean, in some ways, Greg Solomon and I'm telling you, this is the honest God's truth, other than me putting that on his mailbox and, you know, either me leaving a comment on his videos or him leaving a comment on one of my videos, which I think has only happened once, but I'm not sure. But besides those interactions, there have been absolutely, I'm just looking at cars coming straight at me. There's been absolutely, I swear to you, no communication between the two of us at all. Zero, zilch, nothing. So all of your hopes that we have some big scripted reality TV show for you have just been dashed, because that's just not true. I loved the idea. My brother and my cousin, they sent me these little videos and like, don't post them, you know, this is like, if we were going to post to YouTube, this is what we would post. And they were trying to like match Greg's presence, you know, and we all find ourselves lacking when we try to be Greg Solomon. He's just Greg Solomon. What can I say? Now, I'm not saying I agree with everything. I'm not saying he's right about everything. I'm saying on style points, there's no competition. Hands down, he just can't be. Sometimes you just have to know when to quit. So, and because he honed in on a very vulnerable topic of my life, my love life, which I had just decided not to talk about. So it was probably just a little gimmick, you know. He's like, well, since Renetto said he wouldn't talk about it, I can just talk about it all day long and video after video, and there's nothing he can do about it because he said he wouldn't talk. It's like Trump saying he's not going to be back on Twitter. I mean, they let him back. Elon let him back on Twitter, but he says he's not going to go back on Twitter. You know, it's like a catch-22, and I think he's obligated to Truth Social or Truth Central. No, it's Truth Social, which I've never been on, don't know anything about. Anyway, so Greg caught me in a tough spot, and he had a lot of fun with it. But there was some truth to what he said, and I'll admit that. I will concede that Mr. Greg Solomon, even though he was definitely having fun at my expense, breaking, and, you know, my poor, fragile heart was crushed a time or two from one of my YouTube heroes, but he was right about Cupcake. When we dated, it was like this agreed, like it was an experience that we were both signing up to. And especially me, he's right. I was like, hey, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a tour guide. I'm looking for some experiences. And she raised her hand and said, yeah, I'll take you on that ride. And she did. I mean, it wasn't selfish. She enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed the ride. It was just, the truth is, you know, it was an experience that turned into a relationship. The relationship did not survive the experience. However, the seeds of the relationship were planted, and they continued to grow after our separation. And Greg making videos, Cupcake and I having some back and forths. We ended up sitting in my house, and I'm telling you the honest truth from like the bottom of my heart. And we were talking about all of this, and I was asking her if like she'd seen your videos and everything, seen Greg's videos, as if I'm talking directly to Greg, but I'm not. I'm talking to you guys. And Greg too, sure, why not? Hey Greg. So I'm sorry I didn't like knock on your door and say hi, because honestly, Greg, you are a little bit of a right-wing nut job, at least on Twitter, but I find you entertaining and fascinating. And I was noticing Greg likes to throw out his high IQ, but it does, if you go look at Mr. Greg Solomon on Twitter, you'll see, you know, not so long ago, he threw out his Mensa credentials in the top 2% of his IQ in the United States, blah, 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 blah. So I find Greg to be fascinating because I think he's maybe one of the smartest dumbasses when it comes to certain things. But I'll leave that for, you know, another time, another place. Okay. Which is fine. Like, I like debate, especially when I think people are like principled and like sharing their opinion and their knowledge, and they're not threatening or, you know, intimidating. It's just like, here's my point of view. Why can't you understand? I'm like, because you're a fucking idiot. Here's my point of view. Well, you're a fucking idiot. Here's mine. And sometimes people actually find common ground when they do that, okay? That would be fun. But on the personal side, Cupcake and I were sitting there talking and laughing, and I had showed her some stuff from videos of Greg's and mine, and, you know, like, and we definitely made peace, and like, okay, you know, we had a bad breakup, but it wasn't like a personal, like, you know, it wasn't like hurting each other. Well, maybe. All I'm saying is we had a breakup. But after 6 weeks of no contact, when we started talking again, we kind of reset expectations and reset everything. And we literally were sitting there in my room, and we were like, I was looking for some music or something to play, and I refreshed, and I saw Greg's video pop up. And the one where where he did the had a bad day thing. And I am not kidding you. What you saw was a live, honest reaction. I started playing it, and I got so animated. I did not ask Cupcake to turn on the camera. We didn't do it for YouTube. Like, she just shot it. And then, like, a few days later, I was like, would you, maybe it was the next day. I was like, will you send me that? It was the next day. I said, will you send me that video that you shot? I want to see it. When I watched it, I was like, that's the only response I can give him. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, it was a bow to Greg Solomon. I'm not going to go on for an hour about it, like rambling. Like, it was just a bow to Greg Solomon, okay? And we were laughing, and obviously we're laughing because I'm not a horrible person. Obviously we were laughing because, you know, she didn't kick me to the curb. We just had some issues and respectfully gave each other some space. But, you know, I get it. It's fine. And I will take responsibility for the majority of the problems in the relationship, but I also take responsibility for having extremely strong feelings for her and willing to, you know what I mean? Like, is there a second chance? Can we renegotiate? Like, could we reframe, our relationship and kind of go in a different direction? I don't need a polyamory experience. I'm looking for something very different. And then, so what I'm going to say to you is the discussion that we had and the outcome of that discussion and where we are today is going to remain private for now. But, I am grateful, and I thought it was funny, and I think it was Greg's way of rewarding the entire YouTube community. Like, hey, I think it's his best work ever. But here's the problem. I've gone back. YouTube is feeding me a bunch of videos about Greg Solomon now. And every time I go on my homepage, there's another video. And I've been watching a lot of Greg's old videos, and there's a lot of fun things to poke holes at. I don't know if I have the motivation to do it, because he will somehow come back and win on style points again. So anyway, I don't know what to do with Greg. Okay. Second of all, and my personal relationship, I'm very happy. All is well. So let me talk about the other thing that's going on. As you all know, and could care less about, Elon Musk owns Twitter, and you can just search for yourself that Esther Crawford is right in the thick of it all. And unlike Greg's caricature of the situation, the reality is quite different. Not one that I really want to go into details or try to prove. I'm just saying, okay, funny things aside, let's get real. Somehow, some way, she is in the thick of it, and we are close. So I get to experience Elon, Twitter, a subject that is at the center of the media storm right now. Until something comes along, this is it. It's all about Twitter and all about Elon. And I mean, Esther is embedded, okay, in the middle, not on the edge, not down the hall. And obviously she's not like sharing anything, like it's her personal journey. And it's not like, I'm not going to get into like stories and things like that. But as a friend going through something like she's going through at this time in her life and her career, it is extremely challenging. And there's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs. And we are very close. And this subject is close to me, close to my heart. And then I have another friend who is also like heavily invested in thinking about this subject. And so we spend literally hours a day discussing things, sharing things. And like in some way, like if I were vlogging right now, that's all I would be vlogging about. I would be vlogging about Twitter. I'd be vlogging about, I'm not going to vlog about Esther's journey, and I'm not going to vlog about like some kind of, any kind of quote unquote, like insider information or whatever that I may, or that I obviously do not have. But I'm saying if I did, I don't even want to pretend and go that route. And that's not the vibe. The vibe is I don't really know how to share it, except in a super personal context, like with my closest friends. And then I can just talk freely and share freely and go, oh my God, can you believe this? And holy shit. And then here's the thing is I read the news now, and it's always way behind, and it's never what I know. And it's weird. And this has never happened to me. And obviously it's never happened to Esther. And Elon is Elon, okay? So you can have whatever thoughts you have about him from a distance or his accomplishments, but working one-on-one, talking one-on-one, strategizing one-on-one, watching his emotional response in real time to the news and to what's happening, and like talking and texting while, you know, like while it's happening in real time, setting with the players that are making these calls in real time, knowing what the numbers really are in real time, and sharing that journey in more of a personal friend way. Good, bad, or indifferent. I'm not even saying the media's got it right or wrong or up or down or more or less. I'm just saying having kind of that access has completely taken over me. It's like all I want to do. Just it's like if I wish I were a reporter for the New York Times, and then I'd be like getting paid handsomely to talk about, you know, what's going on and whatever. But instead, I'm a friend, and, you know, it's not my place. And I just get to vicariously, you know, peek through a window. But nevertheless, whether there is a shareable moment or whether it's something that ties into something professional, just the fact that it's so incredibly personal and intimate is what is so beautiful and amazing to me. And it's what I'm enjoying and just wallowing in, if you want to be honest. I'm wallowing in it. So my head and my heart is with, you know, it's a few other places right now. Like in the moment, but it's always with you. So I will see you guys soon. I will catch up soon, perhaps after the holidays. Of course, I'll see you on Thursday, but after the holidays, you know, we'll see what kind of rhythm I get into. Life is very good right now. All is well. I can't wait to share more. It's just, you know, kind of one of those phases, and I'm just holding close to some personal relationship things that I'm doing and working on and involved in, and that includes, you know, romantically and, you know, my friendship. So like I'm just in the middle of some personal relationships. It's taking, you know, pretty much all of my attention and energy in ways that just don't feel super shareable. That doesn't mean, you know, there won't be more stuff. And a quick update on Billy, because, you know, I did this last long video I did. He was at my house. He's going to buy my truck. He never bought the truck. He went back to Ohio. The truck is still sitting in the exact same spot, still jacked up. I did shut the hood, and other than that, it hasn't moved. He said he was coming back a few days later. He never came back. That's very Billy. He says he's going to come back. You know, like, it's just a story. It's Billy. So it is, nothing has changed. I never even saw him again. And he's in Ohio. So stay tuned. You never know about that. But I really did love having my cousin Mike and my brother Mark, like, sharing that experience with me. And I would love to get them to post more videos. And I really enjoyed, I'm really wanting to have conversations, especially like with my buddy Christopher. Like, I'm really craving some conversations and some more podcasty kind of, you know, whatever. I don't know. It's like it hasn't quite come to me. But just me rambling on and on about my personal life to, like, you know, like, that's fun. I enjoy doing it. You enjoy watching it. But I want something to work on. You know what I mean? Something to grow, something to build. And so I don't really know exactly what that is yet, but I'm enjoying the process. I'm enjoying making videos, and I'm enjoying this light on my bike, which is gonna let me go out in style. Watch this. So, yep. So let's do it. I can, and I will, focus on my desire to live the life that I've imagined. And you know the life that I've imagined is full of party lights, okay? That's fact. I can and I will stay close to this desire by trying to remind myself of it every day when I don't forget. Fortunately, no one can stop me but me. There's no reason to put the blame on someone else. And no thing can stop me until tomorrow. And I'm gonna dip right into the grass here and hopefully I don't fall. And only have to believe it's possible. Back on the sidewalk, I did it. Just for today. So with that, I guess I will see you guys on Thanksgiving Day, and I hope you have a fantastic next couple of days, and I cannot wait to open. This will be the most presents and the most gifts, even though I realize a lot of them are going to be ridiculous. This is going to be the most presents, the most gifts that I've ever received on my birthday. And I'm going to try to just make it all about the presents and Thanksgiving and be done with it. So if you want to, maybe I'll do it live. I should do it live. Even though there obviously won't be very many people watching, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it live. I don't know when, like 2 o'clock or something. And I'll post it up so it'll be like a premiere. That way, if you are lonely on Thanksgiving, because I'm going to be lonely on Thanksgiving, not the whole time, but up until the evening time, I'm going to be by myself. I mean, I might go hang out with my dad or something. I don't know what his plans are, but I meant my kids, my family, they're all gone, and I will be spending time in the evening with someone, but and that person is making an effort to make my birthday very sweet and very special. So it's all going to be good. But yeah, I will do something live. I'll do a live stream, you know, like 2 o'clock-ish or something like that. And then if there's anybody, these are the lights for my bike shining up on my face. If there's anybody that's all alone, we can hang out, okay? So, all right, I will see you guys on Thanksgiving Day. 3, 2, 1, thank you!